Hi guys, Nicholas here from the Southern Islands, and we have the top two of the Pokemon TCG Asia English Open. Wow, that's actually the tournament name. A bit long.
A bit long.
A bit long. But congratulations to the both of you. Congratulations. I had you before on the channel. We talk about like how I got to know you and all that, but this is the first time for Yusen to be here.
Yes.
Maybe you could tell me more about your Pokemon journey. Like, where did you start?
Okay. So I first started when my friend introduced it to me. Like I think 2018 when I was still in NS.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was like asking ask us to play. Then initially had like him, Coco, and some others from the west. We were just like having fun. I remember my first deck was Zora, one of the mechanically intensive deck.
Wow, so what GX?
Yes,
guy,
mechanically
hardcore.
intensive deck, because you need to know what to tin to and then draw and then when to use your Cynthias, all those. Yeah, that's how I feel about the deck. Yeah, then after that I slowly play, and then I remember my first, I think League Cup or League Challenge. My first opponent was Clive. I was playing some weird mismatch of hybrid of Zygarde and Zora. Yeah, so I mean it didn't end well lah. Yeah. Clive just smash me down. Yeah.
But it's okay lah. Since then you play. I think you won a pro circuit as well, right?
Yes, correct. That was a long time ago. I qualified for a few of the last time the pro circuit lah. Now it's
the Singapore
GSP.
one.
Now it's
GSP.
Yeah. So at that point, I think I qualified for like, I think that they had how many seasons? 4 or 5, right?
I believe so lah.
Most of it,
right? Yeah. So I qualified for like 3 or 4 of them lah. Just by playing and then I think I received prizes for I think 2 or 3 of them . Yeah.
Wow, I see that.
Not all of them, but 2 or 3 of them. I only won.
Did well lah.
I only won one of it. Yeah. The one
but win one also only. Only got 4 or 5. You win one.
I win one. So yeah, that playmat I remember was the ADPGX.
Right, Thomas still keeping the playmat.
Yeah.
Like I remember like playing against you at like Century Games, the old Project EXT.
Yeah, old Project EXT.
Back then.
Yes.
But then we never really like,
we haven't talked much.
That time I haven't assimilated into this country yet. Not yet lah. Steadily get there. What would you like think is your most favorite Pokemon / deck card game wise lah?
Card game wise Pokemon, I think I still like Zoroark lah.
Zoroark GX lah.
Yeah, Zoroark is.
But I never see play Nintendo also.
Yeah.
This format a bit hard.
How about Kyria, still haven't ended.
No, it's
a bit hard.
It's a bit hard because of the lost box. You spread you kena one time by the Saber Eye, you're like, well, he's gonna take like
still done. Yeah. But you forget to mention that you also top 4 this year's Singapore Regional League lah.
So for that regionals, right? Lost Origin first came out. I think we were the first
in the world
to
play
that
legal
format.
Lost Origins legal format. So I chose Giratina for that regionals lah. Yeah. So we were testing at G3, I think the night before, like Friday. I was like testing, thinking that Giratina is not too bad, but then I like the Totten version because because I only played 2 line, and I feel that Totten really bridged the gap where you are not able to set up Giratina in like one of the turns. Yeah. So once, like let's say against a Flying Pikachu VMAX, you can just Totten to V, evolve to VSTAR, and just flip the GX marker to knock out the VMAX. Yeah, that's how I feel that Giratina is like my deck for me at that time, because it takes big knockouts, do very big damage, and can just one shot a lot of Pokemon in the format. Yeah.
So that's why top 4 with the champion of that day also. Wow, that time top 4 together, now top 2 together. Like like how did this like how do you guys know each other? How did this like playtest group come about? You know, with Popo and all the guys.
Yeah, so I think initially we were testing for the nationals.
Yeah.
At the start of the year. So we
The
were
one that
testing.
Win won, right?
Yeah, the one that
championship,
we won.
Singapore
Yeah.
championships.
Yes, I know that Gerald created a WhatsApp group for me and Coco. So we three were testing lah. Then after that, Gerald invited Yong Siang, and then after that we were testing. Then added in Ryan. Then after that, not Ryan Pay, not Ryan Tan. We got two different Ryan.
So what happened at that point is that like I think I had it's not really a testing group per se. It's just a
it's
group
like
of friends
play
playing
together.
together.
Yeah, we just wanted to play lah.
So modest, guys.
Yeah, we just wanted to play
Honestly
lah.
though,
It's not really a playtest group.
so this was like from way back to ICs.
Yeah.
So that time I went to IC with like Ziping and Junting. I don't know whether you all know these names. Like
I
they
remember
are very old
Yeah.
time players. Yeah.
Way before
Then-
COVID.
Then we were bunch of friends that just went there to want to have fun and all that lah. So then eventually after COVID, it's just left with like Harry, Gerald, and myself and like Leon, these few people. So then like nobody else to really play the game with ma. Then Gerald knew like Coco and Xian. Then we also played together in like Sanctuary. So like way beforehand also lah. So then like we were okay with them, and then like why not just combine and just play together lah.
Become a
So
big
into it.
playtest group together.
Yeah, then eventually then Ryan came into start playing Pokemon, so he joined the group also. Then eventually Wayne also came in. I forgot how he came in, but like basically it's just like we just keep going home together from GGG or something. And then
Northeast best side.
yeah, then he stayed around the area, so like we can go his house to play test sometimes also lah. So then we just eventually invited him to our group to just test together, share ideas. So then that became like a thing. But it's mostly just to like play. We
play for
find
fun
someone
lah,
to play with.
together get some games in.
Get some games in.
Yeah, because at one point I think Wayne actually invited me to go the previous G3, the one at Citron. We were testing for like the evening lah. For the evening.
For the nets,
right?
right?
For the nets, He was playing his version of Arc Intel. I was playing my version of Arc Intel. My one is more towards the vanilla ones.
It's like a Galarian Moltres inside.
His one has the Galarian
dark
Moltres. So if I had a choice, if I can go back in time and have another deck choice, right, I would actually choose that Galarian Moltres.
Wayne's one.
The Wayne's one, because it in hindsight lah, like right now, right, it actually has like a better matchup in like
everything
everything
else. The
you
format
can-
lah.
yeah,
Because
you
that
can-
format was very narrow.
Cause that format, I think most people likes to play Arc Intel, but Arc Intel don't have the Roxanne. While Japan at that point of time already got the Roxanne Path to the Peak, that combo which will kill off most of the Mew VMAX, Mew decks lah. And then at that point of time also Mew is like the deck to beat, the best deck in format. One Mew VMAX was like $20-$30.
I still remember you're supposed to give for me the playmat.
Right.
This guy also played in the championship final. This sleeper, like you never really hear Xian name, but now near the end there, you realize this guy actually a lot of good finishes. Just like quiet, he don't want to tell people.
I think I finished 10th, right? On 9th.
Not 5th, man.
Wow, this
fifth.
guy,
I also remember.
modest, sir.
I remember 5th.
Because I remember I was not in the top.
For that,
the 4 that.
got the worlds.
Got the most invite.
So he missed by a bit.
And the playmat also lah.
Okay.
It's okay, you can make up for it with this tournament's
This year.
playmat.
Yes.
With this tournament's playmat.
Oh,
Okay, speaking of this tournament, like preparing for this tournament, okay, it's like your playtest group. I remember that you guys were talking about and even playing the Eternatus Galarian Weezing. I know you guys didn't end up with that, but could you tell a bit about how that went about?
Actually, right, for our playtest group, we actually
The
don't
play for fun
really
group.
have.
The play for fun.
We actually don't really have sort of similar play styles.
I see like everybody has different decks.
Everybody plays. So eventually, like everybody settled into different decks. But we always bounce ideas off each other, and then we can test against each other, even though we are having different decks. So that is the helpful part. But then for this Eternatus Weezing thing, right? Cause I think a few days or 1 week beforehand, there was this Champions League
Yeah,
in
the
Japan.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then-
So fun fact that weekend, it was the One Piece qualifier round 2 was was on that weekend as well.
Yeah.
So Harry, I glanced at Harry's YouTube page lah. Then I see got the Taiwan one, I think, and also got the Japan one. So tell him, just send the link into the group just let them watch. Then after that, I was over there queuing up for the 400 plus people that one.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
six
so
days.
many
Yeah. What
Yeah.
a big, what a top
Yeah,
player.
so for the Champions League, right, there was this Eternatus player that made top 4 or top 8
Yes,
I can't
yeah.
remember. Yeah.
No, top 2.
So
I think second, right?
no
Second,
lah,
right? Second. Yeah, the Japan one was second.
I
Oh,
can't
anyway,
remember
yeah.
yeah. But so basically, during one of the Swiss rounds, I was just like trying to see what this
The
deck
contents
sounds
of the
fun
deck.
lah,
Yeah.
sounds fun.
Contents
So
of the deck.
so I was just like trying to rewind and
Wow,
form
analyze
out the
lah,
deck,
like
so
pick
get the
out
60
pick out the prizes
59
lah.
yeah. Then eventually I got to like 58, 59 or 60, I can't remember. And then I sent to the group to try to like see whether they are interested lah, cause it's something that I will try to play lah.
Yeah.
So then eventually I think me, Yu Xian, Wayne and Gerald were interested
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
like bring the same deck.
Oh,
We were discussing.
okay,
we wanted to,
We were so close.
yeah,
to
we
it.
almost wanted to. Then like a few days before, I think in casuals I did well with it. I think
Yeah.
I went 2-1 or 3-0 or something like that.
That's part of the reason why I wanted to play.
Yeah,
because he locked me so hard when I was playing Lost Box. I want to,
Yeah. Then but then I think Wayne was convinced to bring that also. And then Jeremy was testing against him as Lugia.
Okay.
And then he kept beating him, and then he kept telling him how he beat him.
As in Jeremy beat Wayne.
Yeah,
lah.
Jeremy keep beating Wayne, and then keep telling him how the deck isn't that good.
Okay.
And then sort of like swing him away from the deck already lah. And then I also was sort of like there to watch like how Lugia keeps beating that deck also. So I also wasn't very confident already. So then at home I testing on PTCG also lah, a little bit here and there. Then I also sometimes like if you don't get what you want, you just lose instantly. So I don't really like this kind of deck lah. Eventually didn't pick it up. So then we shared that with them also. So then they also had sort of the rough same idea, and then nobody picked it up eventually.
So like in a sense, Lugia has the most like counter cards against that deck because it has 4 gas, and Eternatus plays both Combat V and Zigzag Goon, which you can just gas out and then
Pick the
Combat and Eternatus itself also.
and to gas out to like sort of remove the neutralizing gas. So it's like not that great lah. And then thinking about it, Lugia will be like one of the most played deck in the format in that tournament. And then
So if your deck can't beat Lugia consistently, then what's the point of playing?
You lock Lost Box, which is probably what 15% of the meta,
it's not
probably.
a lot.
So that's like how to say
That's how
that's how we like
stop.
fell
stop
off
in
from
there.
the idea lah.
So today I learned that Liao B not only provided your like winning deck, you also kind of influence your deck choice. This Liao B secretly helping the
just,
Singapore community,
Just doing the puppet string.
He's like our sensei,
like guardian
you know,
angel,
advisor.
But then they said to watch Avatar.
That one, I don't know how to say that one.
So, but then you guys ended up playing. You played Lost Box to victory, and then you played Lugia, and so saying Liao B passed you that deck. So I just want to like curious know how did your deck choice come about?
Okay.
Because this guy being Lost Box forever lah.
So after that day the casuals, right, I wanted to try out Mew.
Yeah.
So I was like playing Mew at 1UP Skates in one of the GST the casuals lah.
Yeah.
The tournament. So I had to roll 7 hits in a row to like kind of scrape through a win against Abdurrah. Yeah, against Ben Ng lah, if you guys know who.
Let's not like discount this. He rolls 7 hits.
Yeah,
With a Mew deck, okay.
Yeah.
I roll cram hits, Pokemon catcher hits. This guy roll a lot of hits. In one game,
It's not in the day. It's one game.
Yeah, so if you want to count the previous game against Norman, Mew Mirror, it's about what 10 to 12 hits in a row. I am not gonna try and roll 12 hits in a row to like win
It's a bit,
to go
a
through
bit
that,
hard, a bit
it's
hard.
just way too inconsistent already.
Yeah.
So that's how I like kind of fell off from the meal idea lah. Yeah. Then after that, I didn't try the judge meal, which by right is supposed to be the better meal in a sense lah.
In our opinion lah.
Shout out to Coco for taking that.
Coco
all the way.
went 7-0
Yeah,
as
we
well.
Yeah.
Judge meal.
Yeah, so I didn't have a chance to try it because I don't have a good list for it also. So I just went with Lugia. So the I think Thursday I went to Concept.
Yep.
I played Lugia and I was like and I'm like, what? I didn't play Lost Vacuum and I still managed to scrape off a win against Angdura because I think he benched one extra Arceus lah. Cause I don't have Lost Vacuum, I don't have
You have Echoing, is it?
I have Echoing Horn. Yeah, I was testing with the Echoing Horn, so I don't have Lost Vacuum for their Parasol. So my only win con was knockout
3 Arceus.
three Arceus or 3 Vs. Yeah, in general, 2 prizes. So yeah, that's and I managed to win lah. So I was like, okay. And after that, the next few games also like feels pretty good lah. Like I don't feel bad when testing the deck during that casuals. So that's how I kind of lean towards Lugia already.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the following day, we went to GGG to play. Then I asked Liao B for his list lah, which in the end I based like 58 cards, 57 cards off his list.
Yep.
Yeah, like the money changed to Judge. Yeah. So I was like testing Judge. I was testing Judge in the Internators deck as well, cause I feel that money lets opponent goes into their draw into their outs much more.
Because of the Orang Guru, right?
Orang Guru as well, and also let's say if the opponent has a dead hand and they couldn't do anything in the first place, you want to limit his hand size.
Yeah.
But then, you
money is putting it back down.
Yeah, putting it back down and draw like 4 cards that is not dead.
Fresh.
So 4 fresh cards that is not like that might help him in the matchup might like get out of the lock or anything. So in that sense, I transfer that theory into Lugia lah.
Yeah.
So cause Lugia don't really need like once it's set up, you don't really need like different you just need to disrupt your opponent's hand with Judge, then go ahead. Yeah, cause a lot of lost box player play Orang Guru. Then I don't want them to like maybe because Orang Guru usually will primary wisdom back the chorus.
Something important.
Something very important for their like next turn lah. So I in that sense I just play Judge or just make them shuffle their deck and draw 4 cards from their deck.
Yeah.
Which might not be helpful to them.
Correct.
Yeah,
Like they draw 4, like a Lugia deck draws to 4 energy cards, like that, right?
Yeah.
But I'll discuss more about the deck later on. Moving on again to Lost Box, I just want to ask, like, you played Lost Box during the regional league, and then now you're playing Lost Box here. You've been playing Lost Box quite consistently, but the deck has evolved. The deck is definitely not been the same 60 last year. How have you like adapted the deck steadily throughout the weeks? Where does the inspiration, the ideas all come from?
Okay, basically, right, if like the first original list that I had, right, which I brought to the regionals was the, I guess, most stacked out for me lah.
Yeah.
Because it was like just Zeraora, then Crabominable, then because it's based on the meta ma. So at that point in time, it was I think Kyurem Palkia, normal Palkia, Mew, and what? Tina? Tina. So Tina, and the last one is the Apika Tina. So like Crabominable solve some of them. Then Mew is just Drapion. Then Palkia is just Zeraora. So like you can answer everything with just like 5 decks ma. So now there's a lot of different decks.
Yeah, since then it's changed completely the meta.
Any deck can work.
What happened to the worlds? What happened to Flying Pikachu?
That's one of the main reasons. So with Flying Pikachu becoming less and less played, right? I can just play an all basic list that is not relying on any like special stuff and just big damage and just hit So which is why it became my choice for the tournament because I feel like it's good into Lugia. Like it's not super favored, but it's slightly favored into Lugia. Then into Mew, it's pretty favored, I would think, except for the Judge Mew lah. That's quite problematic because of Judge and Path. Then for the matchup against Lost Box, as long as you know how to play, you know how to navigate the matchup with a Sableye and Zigzagoon, you should be able to win that matchup, even though you're losing in price league. In a sense lah. So with this deck that I had, the Rayquaza answers most of everything else. Because for example like Dura, or like Qram, you can just answer with Rayquaza. Yeah, so that's what I thought for that tournament lah, going into it. And I've been testing Lost Ray already for quite a bit since like I think
So a few weeks.
2 or 3 weeks I've been using it. Even in town leagues I've also been using it.
I think before Lost Ray was the Reshiram.
It originally was Reshiram. So he did quite well with Reshiram in one of the town leagues. So then I think Reshiram was one of my choices, but then I eventually thought to just play Ray lah, because you can hit higher numbers and you need the Goon anyway, either ways lah. So like Ray gives you that versatility. Then I think this list was originated from, if I'm not wrong, one of the online tournaments or Japan, either one. And then
I think I saw it on Japan lah.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it was the 3 Fog crystal list originally. Then eventually I sort of like, because I needed to have a stadium or something, so I think I just changed the Fog crystal to training court, and then that was the list. They didn't play Snorlax and Guru.
Snorlax is very
both are very strong cards to play. I think all Lost Box has to play these 2 cards. Then
I think even Lugia needs to play Snorlax. So like right now.
It's very good in a lot of matchups lah, basically. Then the Guru helps with a lot of money situations, so that solves most of Lost Box problem. But now I think a lot of people are playing Judge lah, so that's another problem. So that's my next one.
Because of the Judge Mew. Judge Mew usually play 3 to 4 judges.
Crazy. So the tournament itself, you got perfect Swiss.
12 and 0.
And someone else started his legend by going 0-1 and then winning every other game after that. The comeback king legend was nothing there lah. So you guys talked a little bit about your tournament run in that video with Mickey. So watch that video for the vlog of how the tournament went out. Immediately got both of them on the day itself to talk about the tournament. Fantastic.
Very fast.
Great. But I want to just ask you guys, what were some of the memorable moments or matches that you had throughout this tournament to summarize? Maybe you can start first.
Okay, so I think it started with the first game, the very first game, the one that it was not a good impression lah. So I thought I would lose after that. So I started with my opening hand. I started Stoutland, and then I had 2 Archeops and 3 Powerful in hand with no supporters. So I was thinking, I think that's it for me for this tournament lah. And then I subsequently lost that game, and then I started to win from there lah. Then the next one will be top 32 round 1.
Oh,
I was playing against a Mew.
Okay.
So I think I drew quite dead. I had a dead hand in my first game, and then the Mew donged my Lugia, and then I couldn't set up a Lugia, so I lost my first game. Then game 2 was that I don't know if it's game 2 or game 3, where because game 2 I think because I lost game 1, game 2 I started first, so I managed to set up Lugia and take a knockout on a Mew Max. So game 3 was the one that is the I think the one that swing my mood lah. Cause game 3 he had a Genesect in front, he was digging very hard, he couldn't switch out from the Genesect. So I just took the price hit, and then after that win the game from there lah. Then the Atavan one,
stream one.
The Judge.
That was sick.
I was thinking whether
comeback king.
That was all over, man.
Because the game 2 where he was stuck with Rayquaza in front, I was counting his switch out counts already. I think he's down 7 to 8 switch outs. So hoping that he doesn't join to his probably the last few ones. So he did not. He attached and passed. Then after that, my Stoutland came out and
Oh,
then
the
just
Stoutland MVP that match.
Yeah.
Suddenly come out when he couldn't really that match when he couldn't retreat. Honestly, like me on the stream like with John Cho, like it's over lah. But I said I think could it be a comeback? Would it be when the Stoutland came down? When first was the Rayquaza, he passed.
Yeah.
That pass, then when the Stoutland came out, I was like, oh, here he comes.
Here he goes.
Because I think once his Ray was stuck in front, I think I managed to remove my Lugia, use Aqua Return, or something like that lah. Yeah. Then after that, the next few prizes was just Stoutland cleaning up. Then after that, Call to Time.
Yeah. Then
game 3 sudden death.
That was so intense.
That was so intense. And then see that both hands were like both big hands, but then you got the first draw card. This one was just like completely.
And that's it already.
Because I think I got my capture energy. Serena.
You got the Serena first.
Serena. Then I found my capture energy. Then the only reason why I couldn't capture energy because I attached the powerful energy to draw more.
So you have to wait another
I had to
turn.
wait for another turn to set up. So Lugia came out and then
there was you couldn't nothing.
Like the thing that like sort of gave me hope was that when Atavan couldn't attach the second energy.
Yes.
He couldn't attach the second energy. Then he passed to me. I was like, hey, I have a chance. Because thinking on hindsight, I was thinking, if he had manual attached 3 times, I would have lost.
Correct.
But he couldn't draw into his energies. Couldn't draw into.
He couldn't draw anything.
He couldn't draw anything.
The next game after that, and then because I know in the next stream here with Wang Zhe as well, you also were first game down. So all this game was like game 1 down, then next 2 game just clean up shop.
I think the only one that I didn't lose game 1 was against the Ryan Tan. His lost box with AR Raiko. So
double AR Raiko.
So both was very close game. First game he told me after the game that he drew all his energy into his hand. So he couldn't find any ways to like recycle it lah. And game 2 was just I was able to out trade him with Stoutland. That's how the game went out with Ryan Tan. And then then the next one was against the Wang Zhe. That Zekrom paralyzed Yoga Loop. So
that one that was.
But he came back.
When he came in this one. In fact, like seeing you getting the dance pass on game 3, like immediately to your hand, I was like, wow, this guy come to help already. Like he know already.
So the game 1 where he paralyzed me already, right? I got Bird Keeper. I drew into my collapse stadium. That's the hard part. But I couldn't find my other Pokemon. So I couldn't collapse away my damaged Lugia. So I think after that I knew it was coming already. Because I was hearing people saying that he had a very spicy list, Zekrom,
It's just playing that
to watch out.
Then after that I was like, I see when he pulled out the bench, I was like, okay, he got it already.
But he already like immediately next game already like prepared already.
Already
adapted.
Already like kind of
BO3.
BO3 again. The benefits of BO3.
Very good.
Benefits of BO3.
So game 2, I think we both read the win, right?
It was a quite big game. Then we thought it was over again when he thought like he had nothing to knock you out. But then it was like the V-Guard became clutch next.
I think he might have calculated wrongly.
I don't know, but he said that he knew that it was V-Guard. Okay, we don't know about that. But I was like, I'm just praying, oh my gosh, can he pull up the comeback here? And then when Wang Jie did that, I was like, oh my gosh. Then he put damage counters. And then like the V-Guard, like, the comeback is coming again.
Then he price lead lah.
Then because he put the Lugia VSTAR down, come out the 2 Archeons, that was it lah.
Because I remember I speak into the hit set, right? That attach V-Guard energy faster. Then after that he primal turbo anything but powerful energy. But I think 1 powerful energy. Then after that it's just I gas out his lone Archeops. Take out the Archeops, then take out the front Lugia. After that.
Like even Thomas now. New nickname, the Undying Cockroach.
Undying Cockroach.
Which one you prefer, Comeback King or Undying Cockroach?
Cockroach.
A little more cooler, I think. Tell me about your undefeated tournament run.
Technically 12 and 0.
Okay,
12 and 0.
Technically, but okay. So some memorable games were in Swiss, right? I had this matchup with a Lost Box Mirror. that was, I think he was playing. No, not Lost Box Mirror. Lost Zone Giratina.
Yeah.
So I think he took the first prize lead.
Okay.
So and then he was trying to play a one prize game or something. And then I think it was quite a tough matchup to navigate lah. But I eventually got down to the wire, and then I took the last two prizes, and with him having at one prize or something like that. And where time was called also. So that was quite intense for me, and that was, I think, one of the most fun games I had on that day lah. And then for top card, there was this game, the first stream match lah. So that's the one. I knew that. Okay, I sort of have an inkling that time was running out, but I don't know when ma. So then, if eventually I think he took a prize.
Yes, correct.
And then,
he took the prize into
he sent out the Dura to make it harder for me to take any knockout. So I think I was able to sort of hit the nuts lah. I ran very hard for that game. So then I was at 7 for Mirage Gate, and then I had I don't know whether I Raihan or it's just a double Mirage.
I remember that one, and there was a Zigzagoon to ping.
So Zigzagoon was on him.
I remember already. Raihan to compete for the retreat, and then
I had 2 Mirage.
You had 2 Mirage. I think you searched out the Mirage with Raihan, and then one it was in hand.
I think you attached your hand the fighting energy.
Yeah,
I was thinking, you were saying on stream, he needs the
was
fighting
no
energy.
fighting, right?
No fighting energy in the deck. Oh my god, he like came from the hand.
So then everything fell into place lah. So then I managed to get the knockout before the time was called.
Oh my god, you can't. You have to watch the stream. You can't make this up. He called the attack at the 001. Okay.
Yeah.
All of us were like shivering, you know.
It was really quite cool.
Like those our friends right was sitting in front of the TV and we were like saying, "Hey, dude, faster!" Then once I was everybody was like showing,
Wow, when Jojo called the buzzer beater, really, but you can't make up this thing, the kind of buzzer beater moment. That was like, the whole time I lost my breath. I really
it was a very intense situation for me And then after the game, I was like, oh. Can't believe I put that off honestly.
I imagine I have to do it twice.
But he undying cockroach.
Then I had I had a lot of close games throughout the tournament. It was honestly quite a lucky run for me lah, to be honest. Then there is in top 16 I faced Weezing Eternatus, which I don't think I'm supposed to win that lah, honestly. But then he bricked and he did quite badly to set up in the first round. So then I was able to not that he did okay. I think he did average. But then I ran really hot in the first round. So then I was able to hit I started first and I was able to hit my Lost Zone to like 3 or 5.
Wow,
I think it's 3. Then I was able to put chorus on top. So that's 5 already for next turn. So he set up his he missed his first Weezing. So second turn I think I was at 7. So I was at like 7 in the second turn already. So eventually I got to the turn where the game lasted very long because he was just poisoning Then I was just using I just manual attached Raikou and then I just started to take prizes. So I was leading him by like I think 4 prizes and then he hasn't even taken a prize. So it was very, very far ahead. But then he at some point in the game he managed to lock me again. So then I think I was stuck for like 2 or 3 turns. But then he was so far behind that I eventually caught up again. So then the whole game was like one game only.
The whole.
There was a second game but then it didn't resolve properly. So eventually it was just like one game that is a proper conclusion.
And to say the knockout thing.
There was a small gameplay error in the second game which is why I feel like it isn't a game I would count as a game to be honest, because I think he had the win. But then there was a knockout error of some sort, and then it led to a gameplay error, which is a game loss for him which is why I only sort of think of it as like one game that we played out. But then in a sense that if it played out to a second game, I don't know if there was enough time, but then he would have won the second game. And then I don't know about the third game because it didn't happen So it was not a matchup I'm supposed to win let's be honest here. Then eventually in top 8 it was Lugia, and then top 4 it was Lugia also. And then both played Starler and Raikou. So it was very annoying to play against. And then but I think some games I break, some games they break. So I think it all came down to the third game where time was called. So both of my time called third games, I think okay, the more memorable one was the one with Colin lah. So he started Raiko,
Yep.
and then Raiko had 2 retreat.
Yes.
So
yes.
he started first, and then he started Raiko. So he was trying to dig. I think he saw like 14 cards or 20 cards, something along that line.
Get
Crobat lah, research lah, everything to try to dig the DTE to retreat.
Yeah.
So once he retreat, I think he has the game already because I can only use cram in the first turn. There's only I reached 7. I don't think it's possible. Then
he's trying to get the thing from being exposed from a knockout.
Yeah. So he just need to move it back and then
tank a Lugia
or something, and then he just evolve next turn and just knock out anything.
The first prize,
because it's time call already.
Right.
So then eventually he couldn't find what he needed lah. So that was very lucky for me. Then I had chorus and attachment, and I just Cameron.
Go for the thing lah.
Then it's a bit unfortunate for him lah, but I had really good games with him in game 1 and game 2, which was both very very close. And then it was quite fun lah. Yeah.
I think Colin had a few outs also, right?
He had balloon.
Balloon.
Yeah,
This Elder God as well.
Elder Gods. He had a lot of stuff.
Malaysian stuff.
So then, those were my games.
That's why it's good lah. Have this kind of like tournament again where you can play with different countries.
They all have different like creativity and ideas.
For me, crossing the border, you still see different networks. Like they see the same media, but I don't know what kind of funny.
Or you won't know what is happening there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like for me, right, the surprising one was the Artaban game.
Yeah.
Where because I saw Artaban sitting beside me during one of my day one quiz. Yeah, I saw the ARA. I saw the gold energy. Then after that, after the list was out, I saw the celebration Skywalker. I wasn't expecting the card.
His list is so there's so much things going on. So you won't expect what to come out.
So Shami Razak list. That's why he got all these kind of things. But unfortunately, I didn't
He couldn't come, is it?
No, he came, but he
I didn't see him.
But he lost the early
one.
He
went
and then
off.
dropped out. But all like his creation got the other people quite far.
Did quite well.
So again, let's just clarify, like, if you guys didn't understand about the ruling of like what time stop and then like game over. So in our region, for the new currently, there's no plus returns anymore. What happens is that when time is called, the game ends. I explained in the podcast.
That's for BO3.
For BO3. So this is in day 2 BO3. So for example, if when time was called and I have 5 prizes left and Jose has 6, so I will win the game if it's already 1-1 for example.
There is no like end of turn or declare attack any such thing. It just ends there.
Correct.
So we cannot even declare the attack. We cannot even like pass or
if you just like miss, that's why I say that 1 second value is very important because it happened to a few players in that day too. They couldn't say the attack out in
time. They were almost gonna attack,
but
and then there were some issues. Then they were calling the judge and all that, but then it was resolved that the game ends. There is no end of turn or anything.
So I think I heard from one of the tables is that someone declared an attack on another Pokemon, and then the guy allowed the attack to go through, but in actuality, that
the time was
caught before he caught the attack. So it didn't. So it didn't happen.
So this is very very strict. We need to get used to this as well.
So for our tournaments, must really keep track of the time.
Then if let's say in this BO3 were to tie, then we go to sudden death, like how December played the sudden death. Both players will shuffle their deck, put up 6 prizes again, but the first person to pick up a prize win the match.
Like compared to I think last time TPCI was just 1 prize, right?
I don't know, they changed. That was like early on. But because N was still around, and when N came back, then they changed it back to 6.
Oh, so it's now just 6.
Versus 6 there.
Okay.
But then they got BO, but they got plus 3 turns. So it's very unlikely to hit the sudden death.
That's right. It's unlikely.
So the current standard format, it's not clear for us whether we are following TPC in that you vote in January or we're following TPCI because they're playing English cards. Again, our region is very funny. So if we were to follow TPCI, which I think is the most likely because we're the same sets, we would be starting a new format from April 1. So we have a long way to go. Maybe tournaments until then. We will have the GSP finals.
Coming
soon. in January. So I think I want to ask you first, Yong Siang, about your deck. Like I think John Chu like said it best. Like watching you play Lost Box is like watching someone play 4D chess. The like even okay myself, I tried playing the deck and like opening 2 energy cards. Oh crap! Lightning or
You don't know
glass.
what to
What to
throw.
throw? The only easy choices I had was to open and then hey better very fast throw lah, don't need lah, that one don't care lah. Can you like run to me your like decision making, like know what cards to throw and all that?
Okay, there's
You gotta calculate like what if you miss out the energy to put in for the Rayquaza?
there's a lot
Very tough,
of, I would say it's not an easy deck to play, but if you play it long enough, you get so familiar with it that it comes to you lah. So one major thing is that always do your deck check.
Okay.
So for me personally, how I run this deck is that the first thing I will check is energies. Because I run 2 of all and 3 of water, right? So I will make sure that I keep track of all my energies, where it is at all times, at all points in the game. So that's the first thing. The second thing I will keep track of is my ordinary rods, Raihans, and Mirage Gates.
Yeah.
Because these are my game closers. So then these 3 things are the most important stuff. And then eventually I will also have to check for my price basics if any that there are one-offs. So Rayquaza usually I won't check because I shouldn't price 2 lah. If I price 2, then I don't think it's fine. Because if I price any of the 2 energy also, it might be a big problem lah. But I haven't encountered any
situation like before
on this tournament run. So I would say I was quite lucky also lah. So then in terms of resource management, then you would have to know, like for example, if you price electric energy, your electric energy cannot go into the loss zone at any point in time. So unless you drew it from a price already, then you can afford to send an electric into the loss zone, something along those lines lah.
Okay.
So then what you need to know for some of the games is that, like for example, against Lugia, you don't really need Zigzagoon. So that's something you can just
throw aside lah.
loss zone it lah. Then at some points in time, for example, like Sableye is no longer relevant in the matchup. So then also both your Sableye can just go lah. So then it's a lot about like how to like what matchups you're facing, and then it will determine like what you lost zone also. But if for example if you really have no choice, right? For example like let's say it's Ordinary Rod and Raihan, something like that, and then it was at the late game and you need both. So then you will have to think like okay, if I take my Ordinary Rod, if I take my Raihan, can I still be able to do what I want to do? Like let's say attack with Rayquaza. But then if your Ordinary Rod is your last card in the deck, for example, like you only have 1 Ordinary Rod and 1 Raihan in the deck. But if let's say you have 2 Mirage Gate in the deck, so then maybe you have a way to still attack with Rayquaza, right? Because you can use double Mirage Gate and the Ordinary Rod to use 4 energy to attack Rayquaza ma. But if you take Raihan, you can't send back with your Ordinary Rod, and then you have 2 Mirage Gate that does nothing. So it's something along the lines of like what's left in your deck, and then how you manage it to get your end outcome lah. So which is why you need to be quite familiar with the deck to sort of use it to win against the matchups you want to win against.
I'm so familiar that you would play 3 ordinary rods. I see most Lost Box playing like a mix of 2 ordinary, 1 energy.
Okay, this has been my preference since like the first Lost Box this I did lah. Because Ordinary Rod you can use for a lot of different things. For example, if they kill your Manaphy, like against like what Raikou or what Greninja, right? Then you can just pull it back. Then you can also use it against like or you can just save it in a sense that like in the early game you can just throw your Rayquazas or your Sableyes or whatever, and then you just Ordinary Rod back. Instead of like, I know some people like to play 2 Rod and 1 Recycler, right?
Yes.
So in a sense that why I'm playing 3 Rods is that if I draw it early, it's not so bad as well. But if you draw Recycler early, it's totally useless. I feel lah. Then it also is the 2 energy is also just a nice number for the Mirage Gate, because you don't need anything more in a sense that you have Raihan. So in a perfect scenario is that like there's no way you would need an energy recycler more than a rod in the same turn lah. The only reason I could think of that you need a recycler is that you want to recycle and then do 2 Mirage Gates in a row at a late game, which is very, very unlikely because most of my attackers are 3 energy. And then, like, how do I put it? In a sense that, like, the recycler, if you do it in the mid game, it's also a bit weird. Because you don't want to draw your energies in the mid game, right? You want to thin everything out, and then at the end you just combo with your rods and gates. So that's why I thought of it like 3 rods is always better than 2 rod and 1 recycle.
And your deck also got no way to gust opponent. There's no boss, no Serena. Why is that?
So for this, I have thought about it a lot, and I always thought that like maybe 1 boss would be good, and then I kept testing with the 1 boss. And then I keep finding that I have no time to play it at all. Because every time I want to boss something, I also want to Raihan. So it's always a dilemma to me lah. But I know some people prefer to have that gusting option. So that could be something that you put into your deck lah. But it's just not my preference lah. But I know it might affect. Okay, if honestly right, if someone knows that I don't play boss at all, and then plays against me with their Lugia list, and then they just tank a hit, right? And then they just put it behind. I cannot do anything to it. So it's something like in a closed deck list environment, it's very good that nobody knows that I have no boss.
But now quite exposed on YouTube.
But it's something that I have considered a lot. And then it's a change that I might want to make in the future. But I won't play boss, I will play Serena, I think. Because anything that you can boss, you can Saber. Anything that you want to kill with Serena is at most of V. So anything else just Saber.
So what you're telling me is that your opponent in the next tournament, they'll come at you like, hey, this guy don't play anything don't worry let's suddenly Serena. It's all a lie.
And Luminion too,
You can your deck. Because I've been playing the deck a few times, and I was saying it's very, very, I feel like 4D Pokemon playing. I just want to like pick into your brain and find out like what is the ideal late game board situation on like for like most matchups. I know like you're saying different match you throw different things, but like usually
depends on the matchup itself. So for example, if let's say it's Lugia, right? So then it depends on the price trade lah. So if let's say the final attacker, maybe they're using Stoutland to close the game. So then their Stoutland is their active Pokemon. So then I would play in such a way that I would have a leftover Rayquaza of some sort at the bench, or to sort of close the game if I need to I can just draw a Raihan and win Then if that doesn't work out well, right? Ideally you would want a Comfy with Air Balloon, with or without Air Balloon. Maybe 2 Comfies which is more comfortable. Then Greninja for your draw. Oranguru, you can see 1 more card. So essentially you're seeing like 5 more cards already if they Roxanne or Money or buff you. Money or Judge you, Then one last thing I would think is that like the last card can be either your, because he will knock out 1 so that's 4 plus 1 empty space, right? So the last card is usually the alternate attacker that you want to attack with. Because if for example, you just knock out something with Rayquaza in the front, right? And if you bench another Rayquaza, right, they can't deal with both, so if they can't deal with both, then essentially you draw a Raihan, you win the game. So you set it up in such a way that the board state favors you if you know that you're gonna get Roxanne or Money or something along those lines. So that's the way that I would think how you could close out the game.
Okay. Now we go into Lugia. So again, I think everybody is playing Lugia, but will you still be playing this very clean, consistent list without many techs?
I think I would. The only thing I would consider putting in would be a Snorlax. Because Snorlax is a very good one pricer. It hits 180. So and powerful energy also
works on Snorlax.
Also works on Snorlax as well. So if you like somehow you want to knock out you want to use Snorlax,
you can knock out any basic V. Snorlax, which is very strong.
And even some V stars, let's say Lugia, you attach what 4 powerful energy, you hit for 240.
Yeah.
Then
Choice belt.
choice belt 270. Then
Wow, you're just like 10 short from.
just 10 shot from some V-Star
You
player.
can, basically you can just
Yeah.
come out of nowhere lah.
Yeah,
Because the damage is so high.
So, cause a lot of people don't expect Snorlax to be in Lugia decks. Like before Todd released his list. Todd, right? Like recently playing Snorlax in his list, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about Snorlax. Yeah, Snorlax is like from behind you can swing Lost Box matchup, you can swing your Lugia matchups, your mirror matchups, you can swing maybe even Mew because one powerful energy, one Gush, you can knock out one get just really. Yeah.
And it's a one prizer.
Yeah, it's a one prizer, you don't need to commit too much. You commit 3 energies. Yeah, it's not like Evil Town you need to commit like what 4 to 5.
4 to 5, usually 4 MG, double turbo as well.
Which is a lot because I think during one of the games my last Swiss round, I ran out of energy already. I really ran out of energy because I had Zard in front. Then I need to attack with Zard. So I attached all my energy to Zard and hit. And then after that, I had to really top deck that Bird Keeper to win. So yeah, that might be an alternative way, like another attacker lah. Yeah, in a sense.
Also, I've noticed a lot of Lugia decks that were leading to like 2 Luminions, right? So, would you prefer playing 2 Luminions or even another support Pokemon to your 1 Luminion?
I think if I were to play another support Pokemon, it would be another Luminion. Yeah, because having a second Luminion gives you that how to say, like assurance that even if your first Luminion sort of like weave, your second Luminion will like helps you dig into the card more, into the deck more. I mean, yeah. So having that assurance might be better lah. Yeah, in a sense.
I need that T-shirt. Didn't make it out.
Yeah, because like I think during the podcast, Delby said that he started Luminion, right?
Yeah, that's why they want to pay 2. The T-shirt. For sale soon.
Because I think one of my games against one of my opponents, I also started Luminion.
Yeah.
My only Luminion, but I was lucky enough to have a research in hand. So it can't sort of like offset that bad start.
I would like to add, right? If you start Luminion against Lost Box, right, it's actually so annoying for the Lost Box player.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because if your current attack, right, it basically does nothing.
Yeah, this is nothing.
Which is why the double Luminion it actually makes a lot of sense.
I think I remember already. I let my Luminion tank one attack against a Taban, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that 110.
Yeah, then you just go in, right?
I just go in.
So that time it was like stuck behind there. It was like it was looking for a way to take it out, but then couldn't take it out. Then it just like ran off, and then the Stout Moon came in.
That one. I think that's the one that's.
I think that's the most distinct fact that Luminion, when it first came out, no one like really like bat a second eye to it. I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, it's like Tapu Lele, but like not really, man.
But Aqua Return.
But Aqua Return now combined with Lugia, combined with Mirage Gate.
Yeah. There's a
quite
lot
an
of
insane,
things.
quite an insane combo lah.
Like even the previous Lost Box that I was playing the Rashid Ram one, I tried to play one Luminion so that I can
remove it.
I can remove it. Yeah, because
Mirage,
Mirage Gate one time and then you manual attack short time, you can remove like that liability on the bench and still take a knockout if let's say against Mirror. 120.
Which is why I think a lot of people now don't play Crobats. They just play either double Luminion or even Elder Gods. You can go in also. Something that can remove himself.
Fun fact: Wayne wanted to play Elder Gods in his Lugia with aromatic grass energy.
Because I was playing it.
So
he came from you.
So he was like saying, wow, if like the tournament got a lot of people playing Paralysis, I'm just gonna go Elder Gods, but keeper, loop it.
That's the secret idea behind why Colin added the Elder Gods in. So the Malaysians were thinking
I think I saw Aromantic on his list.
The idea was that you can use that to like bring back loop and the Bird Keeper again.
He want to loop the Bird Keeper.
But I only felt like the damage wasn't enough. But sometimes you hit that 50, it just helps you set up for another attacker. Like for example, Snorlax in future.
Like even I think Zekrom also a good like Elder Gods would be a good attacker against it. Because you hit one time because if Zekrom hits first, he'll gonna hit a 60, right? So Elder Gods hit the 50, he cannot hit again. If he hit again,
he will die.
Yeah, he'll die.
Correct.
So technically he's gonna self-destruct. And usually those unless it's a Lost Box, right? If it's a
if let's say the Lugia player that played it,
like no no way to
Yes,
remove it, no way to heal it.
Plus the
it's just,
automatic glass. The reason it's in also is because Raikou needs glass.
That's
why there's like a lot of
yeah,
that's why
yeah,
it's
there's a
like
lot of
glass.
use.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense.
So that will be my Lugia deck lah. That's all. But again, congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
1 and 2. So Xian will get a 2-round bye.
Yeah, 2-round bye.
Into the next Singapore Championships next year. And this man here, day 2 direct.
Day two.
Again, we're not sure how it works.
We don't know how
Whether
it works
it's
yet.
top 16 cut become top 15 or
It might
top
even
8
be
cut.
top 32.
Maybe top 32 cut to top 31. I don't know.
It might be a Swiss.
Might be top 8 or top 7. I don't know. We don't know. When that time happens, that time happens lah.
Hopefully it's more lah. Because one slot is already eaten up. I feel like it's better to have more.
Correct. So, I understand that you opened your box and got a Lugia A.
Yes.
So now it's on YouTube now that you have Lugia A. And during the regional league championships,
he got Giratina
AA from his winning. So when he picks up the box to win, they all just come and find him lah. You can sell for extra premium because for some reason he got A inside. The 2 big A's.
So my case had Lugia and Reggie Juggle A.
Wow, see this guy?
No
AA is
joke.
everywhere, man.
And it's the best ones.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even like what Skangtang.
What is Gangstang?
Only Lugia.
Yeah, I mean, insane. He's got all the expensive A you just keep lah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this with a little bit of a superstition. So, if you're at a tournament, you might notice that Yong Siang wears a specific flannel Uniqlo shirt.
Yes.
Tell us about this extra special shirt.
Okay, so this shirt was with me since before I started playing Pokemon.
Okay.
So it was just a shirt that I brought
Random
to
shirt.
it's just a random shirt that I brought to Australia.
Yeah.
Because when I went to OCIC that time, I wore this shirt.
Yeah.
And then I made day 2 with it.
Correct.
So Basmosa, right?
No, that one was, I think, what was it?
Was it on Basmosa?
Okay, watch the Yong Siang interview video to find out.
Yeah. So that was OCIC, and then I made day 2 with that shirt.
Yeah.
So I thought that like, okay lah, maybe this is some kind of t-shirt thing lah. So I just wore it for my regional run.
Yeah.
Which I also made day 2 with that shirt. So it's the Uniqlo flannel lah, the green flannel. Then I thought that like, oh okay, maybe this is just my day 1 shirt or what. So then I just wear that again to. If you saw me at the tournament, I was wearing that for my day 1 in the Asia Open.
Yes, correct.
So
correct.
again, I made day 2 with that shirt. So far it has been my day 1 shirt.
Yes, correct.
So then,
then how did this? So there is also a day 2 shirt.
Yes.
This is the day. We have the day 2 shirt.
Okay. So for this shirt, right, I bought it in a Superdry store in London. During the World Championship. So so the day 1 shirt also helped me to day 1 make to day 2 in London.
In Worlds
as well. So it's like
four
in a row already.
4 tournaments.
So then this shirt is a funny thing because I didn't sort of like
think of a day 2 shirt.
There wasn't any like day 2 shirt or anything because like I did pretty okay in IC. And then Worlds maybe I didn't do so well in day 2 lah. But then in the regional league, right, I don't know who told me or one of my friends told me that like maybe you should like find a day 2 shirt or something because we were talking about the day 1 shirt. Like you always wear this shirt, you always make day 2. Then someone was telling me maybe you should find a day 2 shirt or something. Then you can also like just win the tournament. So then eventually I was like, okay lah, maybe the color green. I tried the color green this time. Then I wore this because it's sort of like my favorite and lucky color lah in a sense. Then I wore this, and then I made the tournament run with it lah. So I wore with this shirt. Then in the Asia Open, I tested the theory again. So this superstition. So then I wore this again.
Apparently it's
and
true.
then apparently it worked lah. So I guess some superstitions works lah.
Maybe because Milo also works for you.
Okay, so there's another one more thing. So this is we heard like there's some Milo, like drink Milo.
So this is very funny. It's more of a meme than a superstition lah. But at some point in one of the town leagues, right, I was like everyone was we ended the town league and then everyone went out to eat and then we had this group of friends and then Wayne was mentioning because I ordered Milo. I always order Milo. So it's just a favorite drink I like lah. And then Wayne tweeted tweeted that why this Yong Siang always drink Milo? Maybe that's the secret to winning tournaments or something. Yeah. I was like, oh okay. Then it started to become a meme, and then within ourselves, within our groups, then everyone was like, then how do I put it? When I made day 2 with in the Asia Open, right?
Yeah.
Then someone asked me like, wow, why are you so consistent in it? Then I just like drink Milo. It was just a joke, but then I just like drink Milo.
I think was it Ian Kwa?
Yeah, somebody asked me,
Peter,
then I just put drink Milo. And then it was just a funny thing, and then on that, I think I forgot it's day 1 or day 2, and then Xian
Day 2.
came earlier.
Okay.
Came earlier to eat register and eat Then he went to McDonald's and then he bought Milo instead of coffee. He made a conscious decision.
Why? Why did you decide on Milo that day at McDonald's?
I guess it's because of the champion drink.
It's champion drink. I don't know but I guess it worked because he on that day itself. I just reached the venue and then I was registering and then he walked to me and I bought some Milo. You want drink a bit? And I'm like, oh. If someone offers me Milo, right, there's no way I'm gonna reject. So I just shared a bit with him. So I guess I don't know.
So I think the saliva, transfer over
maybe.
to Xian, give a bit of more power give a bit of extra power inside Wow, this guy
But it's just
depend on some luck from him. Depend on some power from him.
But again, thank you so much, guys, for this
Thank you so much.
interview. And Xian, this question for you: do you think that Yong Siang is the best player of our region 2022 this year?
Definitely,
100%, right?
100%,
undoubtedly.
Yes, correct.
What a great season, man.
There's no way. There's like very little people in the world that you can go 12-0 and win the whole event.
Yeah, and not just win this one, also the regionally London Day 2, but go to the Goody Day.
I would say it was a really, really good year for me. I was really lucky in a lot of my tournament runs. I'm not gonna lie, it's not just a lot of practice or what shirt or but
in a way,
there's a lot of testing and whatnot, but there's a lot of luck involved also but it's
luck
just
is a skill,
Yeah.
But anyway, maybe next year, because the Milo DNA power transfer, hopefully I see that you win a big tournament, I said.
Hopefully.
But until then, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.